This historic blizzard is absolutely destroying the Northeast right now, and it's about to go down in history as one of the most catastrophic winter storms ever recorded. We're talking about over 600,000 people without power across the East Coast, with Massachusetts alone reporting 275,000 customers in the dark as hurricane-force winds exceeding 80 mph are literally ripping apart the power grid. This bomb cyclone has reached a minimum central pressure of 966 millibars and is producing snowfall totals that are approaching 30 inches in some locations, with Babylon, New York officially reporting 29.5 inches and still climbing. The National Weather Service is calling this the blizzard of 2026, and it's the first blizzard warning for New York City in nearly a decade. This storm could rank among the city's 10 worst in 150 years, and we're not even done yet. Travel has become nearly impossible across the entire Northeast corridor, with complete travel bans in effect and thousands of flights canceled nationwide. The situation is rapidly deteriorating as this bomb cyclone continues to unleash its full fury across the Northeast. Over 69 million people remain under winter alerts this morning, with blizzard warnings stretching more than 600 miles up the eastern coast from Delaware through Massachusetts. The power outage situation has become absolutely critical, with PowerOutage.us reporting 649,469 customers without electricity across the Northeast as of Monday afternoon. Massachusetts is bearing the brunt of this catastrophe with 275,202 people in the dark, making this one of the largest power outage events the state has ever experienced during a winter storm. The Massachusetts Emergency Management Agency's website actually crashed due to the overwhelming demand for power outage information, which tells you just how unprecedented this situation has become. Cape Cod is being absolutely hammered, with Falmouth reporting 23,104 customers without power, Plymouth with over 22,600, and Barnstable with over 21,000. These aren't just numbers. These represent hundreds of thousands of people sitting in the dark during dangerous blizzard conditions with temperatures well below freezing. The snowfall totals we're seeing are truly historic for this region. Babylon, New York has officially recorded 29.5 inches, nearly reaching the 3-foot mark and establishing itself as one of the hardest-hit communities in the entire tri-state area. This surpasses other massive totals like Islip's 28 inches and Nesconset's 25.6 inches. LaGuardia Airport has recorded 21 inches of snow, which has effectively shut down all operations with a 98% cancellation rate. These are the kinds of totals that we typically see once every 10 to 20 years in this region. What makes this storm so incredibly dangerous is not just the snow, but the combination of hurricane-force winds with this heavy, wet snow that's creating a perfect storm for infrastructure failure. Wind gusts have exceeded 80 mph on Nantucket, with sustained winds of 60-75 mph across coastal areas. These extreme conditions have actually knocked multiple automated weather observation systems offline across Massachusetts, which means we're losing our ability to gather real-time meteorological data at the height of the blizzard. The bomb cyclone designation is well-deserved, as this storm has undergone explosive cyclogenesis, with its central pressure dropping to 966 millibars. This rapid intensification has created what meteorologists are calling a textbook nor'easter that's tracking perfectly along the coast to maximize impacts across the most densely populated areas of the United States. The storm is producing snow at rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour in the heaviest bands, with some locations seeing sustained rates that are simply overwhelming snow removal operations. Travel conditions have become absolutely impossible across the affected region. New York City implemented a complete travel ban that remained in place until noon on Monday, with officials warning that this storm could rank among the city's 10 worst in 150 years of record-keeping. New Jersey has declared a state of emergency with commercial vehicle bans, while Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, and Connecticut have all implemented similar emergency measures. The combination of whiteout conditions, impassable roads, and ongoing heavy snowfall has essentially shut down the entire Northeast transportation network. The flight cancellation numbers are staggering and continue to climb. Over 5,300 flights were canceled on Monday alone, with the worst impacts at New York area airports, including LaGuardia, JFK, and Newark. This follows over 8,000 flights that were canceled over the weekend, creating a massive backlog that will take days to clear even after the storm passes. Airlines including American, Delta, JetBlue, United, and Southwest have all canceled hundreds of flights, with some carriers proactively canceling operations for Tuesday as well. The infrastructure impacts extend far beyond just power outages and transportation. The combination of heavy, wet snow and hurricane-force winds is causing scattered to numerous tree failures across the region, with downed trees blocking roads and falling on power lines. Emergency management agencies have advised residents to prepare for the potential loss of electricity and limited road access that could persist for days. Some utility companies are warning that restoration efforts could take anywhere from 2 to 6 days due to the extent of the damage and ongoing dangerous conditions. Emergency services are being stretched to their limits across the affected region. Delaware Governor Matt Meyer has implemented a Level 3 driving ban for Sussex and Kent counties, prohibiting all non-essential travel as the blizzard continues to batter the state. Connecticut has activated utility crews from as far away as Pennsylvania to stage for restoration efforts, while Massachusetts has activated the National Guard to assist with emergency response operations. The societal impacts of this storm are already being felt across the region. School districts throughout the Northeast, including New York City and Boston, have announced closures that will likely extend into Tuesday and possibly Wednesday in some areas. Universities including Yale have canceled classes and operations, with campuses buried under heavy snow and experiencing dangerous wind conditions. The economic impacts are also mounting rapidly. Beyond the immediate costs of emergency response and infrastructure repair, the shutdown of the Northeast's economic corridor is having ripple effects across the national economy. The Port of New York and New Jersey has suspended operations, while major retailers and businesses across the region have closed their doors. The tourism industry is taking a particularly hard hit, with hotels dealing with stranded guests and canceled reservations extending into the coming week. Looking at the meteorological aspects of this storm, what we're witnessing represents a convergence of atmospheric conditions that create the perfect setup for a historic winter weather event. The storm's track has been absolutely optimal for maximizing impacts across the most populated areas of the Northeast, while its rapid intensification has created wind speeds that are typically associated with tropical cyclones rather than winter storms. The storm's evolution has followed a classic nor'easter pattern, but with an intensity and duration that places it among the most significant winter weather events in decades. The combination of available moisture from the Atlantic, the position of the jet stream, and the timing of Arctic air masses has created conditions that meteorologists recognize as particularly favorable for extreme winter weather impacts. The radar presentation of this storm has been absolutely impressive from a meteorological perspective, showing the tight circulation and well-defined eye-like structure that's characteristic of rapidly intensifying coastal storms. The storm's size has been remarkable as well, with significant weather impacts extending from Virginia all the way into Maine, affecting a geographic area that encompasses tens of millions of people. Recovery from this storm is going to be a massive undertaking that will likely take weeks to complete fully. The combination of widespread power outages, transportation disruptions, and infrastructure damage has created a situation where normal operations across the Northeast will be severely impacted for an extended period. Utility companies are already warning customers to prepare for extended outages, particularly in areas where wet snow has accumulated on power lines and trees. The long-term implications of this storm extend beyond just the immediate impacts. This event will likely prompt renewed discussions about infrastructure resilience and emergency preparedness in the face of extreme weather events. The failure of power grids across such a wide area during dangerous winter conditions highlights vulnerabilities in systems that millions of people depend on for basic safety and survival. As this historic blizzard continues to unfold, it's becoming clear that this will be remembered as one of the defining weather events of 2026. The combination of record snowfall totals, hurricane-force winds, widespread power outages, and complete transportation shutdowns across one of the most populated regions of the United States has created a weather disaster of truly historic proportions. The full scope of this storm's impacts won't be known for days or even weeks, but it's already clear that this represents a weather event that will be studied and remembered for decades to come.